Hey, this is Coaster John Oxtable on board Belford Theme Parks, and welcome to another Coaster Chall's Top 5. Now, this is the Top 5 Thorpe Park roller coasters I've done. Now, the difference between this one and the Alton Towers one is there's no honourable mentions because these are the only 5 I have done at Thorpe Park. I'm still yet to do Flying Fish, and I'm still yet to do The Walking Dead The Ride. Fingers crossed, whether it's this year for the 40th anniversary or saving it just in case until next year for Project 2020 if it gets built. I would like to get the Walking Dead The Ride credit done in the next couple of years, next few years, when I'm at Thorpe Park. So let's get straight into this then. So starting off at number 5, we have Colossus, the Intamin multi-looper that opened in 2002. It replaced Trapper's Trail, which is the playground from the family Thorpe Park days. It's a 10 inversion roller coaster similar to what Flamingoland's rumoured to be getting on the old corkscrew site, stretching to the north side of the plaza. This year, apparently footers are being already put up at Flamingoland, so that'll be interesting to see. So yeah, this is interesting, because again, linking to the Flamingoland rumoured one, if this is true or not, then I will definitely have to go to Flamingoland this year to sort of judge whether that version is going to be better than Colossus or whether Colossus is better than this. We don't know. But going back to Colossus, I think it's a decent ride. I think it's a little rough on the shoulders, especially with those over-the-top Intamin restraints, over-the-shoulder restraints. I think to make the ride smoother, maybe, I know they've been doing some TLC work, they've been draining all the water from the underbit, so they can sort of fix some of the theming that you don't usually see in the tunnel. They've been draining all that out and sort of giving it a bit of TLC work here and there. Hopefully the track gets repainted, and hopefully we'll get some brand new trains on Colossus, because I'd love to see lap bar trains on Colossus. But for now, it's decent for the UK, but it's not one of the best coasters I've done. Moving into number 4 then, and that is Stealth, the Intamin Accelerator. Now, I'm not going to speak about my experience more on Stealth, just because I've got the review of that coming as part of the March videos. That's at least 4 Coaster Channel reviews I want to get done by March, so I'm not going to speak about my experience, but from what I know, it's a great coaster. Better than Rita, I'm not going to lie, it is better than Rita, but I do feel as if, well, I'll explain more about the March review, but it's again another decent coaster for the UK, a little bit rough around some parts, depends where you sit on the ride, whether it's front, back or middle, but I do feel as if it's a decent ride but can be improved. Number 3 then, a very decent ride but not better than the original. It is Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park. Now, well, at Thorpe Park obviously, because I've got the rest of them, but this is the B&M invert at Thorpe Park, Nemesis Inferno. Now the reason why I put this number 3 is because it isn't better than the other 2 which I've got. However, it is better than Colossus and Stealth, and the way it's better than Colossus and Stealth is it's smoother than Colossus and Stealth. So Stealth has a couple of little rough bits, Colossus has a few. So I do feel as if Nemesis Inferno is a better ride experience overall, especially with the misty effects in the tunnel and going into the lifter. I think that effect gives it a better ride experience. The queue line around the ride is very nice. Of course, I spoke about this in a bit more detail in my Nemesis Inferno review, which is already on the channel, so make sure you go and check that out after this video. But it's an all-around decent coaster. It's not better than the original Nemesis Alton Towers, which is in my top 3 coasters. But it's in terms of an extreme layout, it's better than Nemesis, but in terms of the ride itself, it's not better than the original. So number 2 then is the Gerstlauer Eurofighter Soar the Ride, aka Project Dylan, from 2009 when it opened. So Soar the Ride, yes, it's based on the Saw films. It's a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. It's nice. It's got some rough bits here and there, but not as rough as Nemesis Inferno and the rest of them. But it had some rough bits towards the end of the season. I'm sort of judging this on an overall basis, and I do feel as if Soar the Ride is a good ride on an overall basis. It's got some nice elements here and there. I mean, the only rough bit I can really find in that ride, especially in my last ever ride so far, back in 2017 when I last did it, I can see why people said the worst bit, one of the worst bits is you know, you're being flung straight down that mid-course brake run into the dive loop. It flings you about. I did get a fling on the shoulders a little bit, but not as much as what people think. I don't know. Next time I go to Thorpe Park and I experience something like that, maybe it's going to go further down the coaster count if it gets rougher, like the Smiler did at Alton Towers. I know that was quite high up when I first rode it, and that sort of started declining here and there. And it's because it's really, really rough now. So maybe it's got the Gerstlauer curse. I don't know. Number 1 then on the top Thorpe Park roller coaster I've experienced in this Coaster Chall top 5 is Swarm, the B&M wing coaster that opened in 2012 on the brand new Swarm Island. Now, of course, Thorpe Park, rumoured Project 2020. We don't know if this is going to happen or not. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to save the Thorpe Park trip till next year and I can try Project 20, see if it's going to be my top coaster at Thorpe Park. Whether it's 2020 or 2021, I'm not too sure. But Swarm is a decent ride. It's my favourite coaster at Thorpe Park. It's the 3rd best coaster I've done behind Nemesis, and of course my number 1 top coaster, Wicker Man, the GCI Alton Towers. But Swarm is a very decent coaster. The winged seats make it a lot more exposed experience. Dropping under the wing of an aeroplane, going up into that 0G roll, the best element. There's loads of fire, there's a billboard, there's loads of near-miss, death-defying effects and elements towards the ride, and the whole island is desecrated by the Swarm creature. It's a very themed coaster. It's one of the best themed experiences I've done in terms of a roller coaster. I mean, Nemesis has got its nice station and everything, but it's not really an experience. It's got its story and everything, but it's not an experience. The story hasn't been really mentioned in the queue line or the station as much as Swarm. Compared to Swarm, when you've got like the queue line screens that explain the story, I feel like the story of Swarm is featured a lot more in the ride than the Nemesis story is featured in that ride at Alton Towers. So in terms of an experience, in terms of the story falls through the whole of the experience, not just in the adverts and the promotionals for the ride, it is definitely one of the best themed coasters in terms of an experience and a story that I've ever done. So there it's right up there with Wicker Man. So there we go. So that's the top 5 Thorpe Park roller coasters. That is the end of this Coaster Chall top 5 video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. My name is Coaster Chall YouTube channel. Keep living the coaster life, my dudes, and I will see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have an awesome day, my friends.